Hey everyone, I'm only half an hour late. I wanted to come in at 9, but my toddler was being a toddler, and um, then I was having computer issues. It kept kicking me out, so I'm here now. Basically, I'm Catherine, and I'm one of the Smile Lounge merchandisers. I started back in February, and we started this group so we could, Sarah and I, started this group so we would be able to help people who are on the fence about joining get some information about it with no pressure to join. If they do want to join, they're able to, but if they don't want to feel pressured into it without, if they just want to get their questions answered, they don't have to feel pressured with a one-on-one. So that's what this group is about. And we try to put a lot of the information, a lot of the new stuff that home office sends us into the albums. So that way you have access to it when we do. So that way, if it influences your decision to join, you have access to that beforehand. So if you haven't looked around, in the albums is a lot of the frequently asked questions. The pinned post has a step-by-step direction on how to join, including the merchandiser ID reference numbers of myself, Sarah, and Natasha. We're three of the, I don't want to say topish, but the like team leaderish people of Smile Lounge. Um, and But any of the Smile Lounge members can recruit and use this group. So if someone else invited you, make sure you get their referral ID number. The referral ID number is what gets you personally underneath that sponsor. So they're going to be, the sponsor is the most important person that you're going to talk to because they have the direct hands-on with the development of your boutique. So, I mean, that goes to the first question. Do I need a team? Yes and no. You are required to sign up under a sponsor, and that is so that way that sponsor is able to directly help train you with all the bylaws of DotDotSmile. So DotDotSmile has a certain set of guidelines and rules that they want all of their merchandisers to follow, and it's the sponsor's job to make sure that you follow. So, for example, we're required to sell our dresses at $34, and if someone was to sell under $34, home office can't police every single person. So it's up to the sponsor to reach out to that person and say, hey, we have to maintain this integrity of the brand. Once you're established as a boutique, you're not required to check in with your sponsor. You're not required to compete in team challenges. You're not required to do anything. If you don't need assistance from your team or your sponsor, you don't need to be constantly reaching out to them. If you feel independent enough, you're not required to check in with them. So yes, you're required to have that sponsor and that team, but no, you're not required to use it as a team. It's always there as a resource, but you're not required to check in. It's not like Big Brother. Your team gives you support. So if you have some questions, or if you're struggling, or if you need a certain amount more dresses sold to reach your goal, your upline and your team is going to have support for you. They're going to have ideas. They've gone through all of this before. So reach out to them. They're going to have support. They're going to have ideas. I mean, anything that you go through, I've probably gone through. Sarah's gone through. Jackie's gone through. And then also networking. I have connections with people outside of the DotDotSmile world that I have used. I have connections with people outside of the DotDotSmile world that I've used that have helped me be as successful as I am. But you might not know that person. So by connecting with me, even if I'm not your direct sponsor, or connecting with someone else on our team, you're now networked into a larger group of people. So you're able to use all of our resources. I'm very good at graphics. You might not be good at graphics. So you could reach out and say, hey, Catherine, can you make me some graphics? I might not be good at something else and you are. So there's a lot of partnership going on. When you join, you'll be directly in the Smile Lounge. That's our downline. but we're under the Polka Dotties. And the Polka Dotties is one of the largest teams on DotDotSmile. There's 4 or 5 very, very large teams, and Polka Dotties is one of them. We're just under 20% of the entire company. So that's kind of a big deal. And so that's 300 people. I think we're at 350 people that have been doing this for a while, and that they have all these resources and networking and support and guides and tutorials and trainings that are already there, so you don't have to reinvent the egg. The egg. But so when you join, you join the Smile Lounge and the Polka Dotties, and both of us have a team multi. So you will build your own group, and then you can also sell in the multi sale, which gets you to thousands more customers. Like getting froggy. Jackie, the team leader of Polka Dotties, so she would be your team leader as well. Hi, Elijah. Jackie is an incredible resource. So she has paid Emily Benson. Emily Benson is a Forbes. I don't know her title. She is an author. She's a published author. She made over $1 million with her fashion truck. So she's very, very in tune with boutique ownership. And so now she no longer sells out of her truck, but she's still very familiar with the boutique industry to a point where she does paid training. So we have commissioned her, well, we haven't, Jackie has, for training. So we have a training every other week with Emily. And then Jackie's also commissioned a spreadsheet just for DotDotSmile. My animals are going crazy tonight. And my cat over here, my lizard over here eating crickets. Not DotDotSmile. That's my lizard, she's eating. I was gonna go on my phone last minute because my computer wasn't working, but anywho, so team, not required. You get the support, you get the networking, you get 2 multi-sales, which is a big deal, paid training, commission spreadsheets, and then challenges. So we do have challenges. We have weekly goal check-ins, both in the Smile Lounge and in the Polka Dotty group. We have challenges for Instagram, challenges to make videos. We're really pushing the YouTube videos right now. If you Google right now, just Google Yahoo search, Bing search, I don't know if there's any other searches, I only Google, how to start selling DotDotSmile, or how much does it cost to sell DotDotSmile? How do I open a DotDotSmile boutique? You know what pops up? Jackie. Jackie is the top YouTuber with DotDotSmile in her video names. Like, she pops up no matter what you look up. Jackie is the top suggested video. She wants us to push outside of our box and do YouTube too, so we're doing it, and a lot of us are crushing it, and we're getting stuff. So she knows what she's talking about. I'll get some questions. I'm just trying to remember a stuff. But, one of the questions a lot of people ask is if there's minimums. Do I have to buy a certain amount each box? Do I have to buy a certain amount each month, each year? What are my quotas? How do I stay active? Every single box you buy has to have at least 25 PV. PV stands for point value. Each dress is worth 1 point. Graphic tees are worth 0.75. Leggings are worth half of a PV. And kick shorts are worth a quarter. So your best bang for your buck is going to be buying 25 dresses, because that's 25 PV, and that's $425. So that's going to be the best bet for you pretty much every single box until you're ready to expand into leggings. Once you're ready to expand into leggings, you're going to have to go a little over that $425, since they have a lower PV, but not quite. Their wholesale value is just a little bit lower. So you're required to buy 25 PV each box. You're not required to buy a certain amount per month, quarter, semi-annual, or annual in order to stay active. Your $50 registration fee gets you a full year. So you could buy your initial box and never buy again until your 365 is up, and then you renew. You won't get kicked out in that meantime, unless you want to start getting commission. Then there's something called qualified, which is when you buy 50 PV in a month, which is fully possible. A lot of people buy 3 or 4 or 5 boxes in a month. If you want to, okay, well, that's it. There are 6 ways to earn money as a DotDotSmile merchandise. I'm so distracted, guys. I'm sorry. I have like my cat going crazy over here and my lizard's hunting. And I just realized my eyebrow was wonky. Okay, so there's 6 ways to earn money, and I'm probably going to butcher these, so don't quote me. There is a copy of the full comp plan right here in the file, so you can go back and read it. Actually, it's not the full, it's an abridged version. But first and foremost, as a boutique owner, you're selling dresses. So that's going to be your main source of income. You buy the dresses at wholesale, you flip them, and sell them at retail. You get to decide what profit margin you want, because you put away some for personal profit, some for marketing, some for taxes. We'll work on that with you. If you aren't familiar with the business plan, we can set that up. First and foremost, that is how you earn. We're rolling out this week or next. It was supposed to be out already, but we're not sure. Is the replicated website. So right now, independent merchandisers have all the merchandise. So we sell everything. But there's some staple items like solid leggings and solid dresses that DotDotSmile plans on keeping in stock year round. And they want to make those available for everyone at any time. So DotDotSmile.com / insert replicated website here they'll have these staple items here. And as a, get back to the minimums, but so you'll get 10%. Just think about it as 10%. If I send out my link and Sally Smith buys a dress, I'll get 10% of her sale. And we as merchandisers sell at 34, but they're going to be 36 on the website. Replicated website is not meant to compete with us. First of all, we're going to have different prints. We're going to have limited run prints, but also it's not supposed to compete with us. So you don't have to worry about the replicated website. Just think of it as an extra source of income on top of the initials. And we start off with 10%, but if you qualify, which is when you get the 50 PV, if you qualify, then you get more. It might be 20, I don't remember. I'm just sticking with the 10. I know that as long as I have that website up, I get 10% of all of the sales. So I'll just be throwing my link. You want black leggings? Here you go. Here's my link. So I'm just going to be throwing that everywhere. So those are the top 2 ways. You sell the dresses through your online boutique, and you sell the dresses through your replicated website. That's the staple. That's the bread and butter of your business. Everything else is a bonus. So the achiever maker, so we have ranks. First, like you're a merchandiser, but after that, you're an achiever. Achiever means that you've purchased 50 PV, 2 of your recruits have purchased 50 PV, and combined, you have at least 300 PV. And that makes you an achiever, which is a $50 bonus. $50 doesn't seem like a lot, but you get it every single time someone under you makes the achiever. Just a bonus. It's not meant to be a source of income, it's just a bonus. So if you're a good trainer and you recruit someone and they're a rock star and you push it and you get them to a point where they're rock stars, you get a $50 bonus every single month that they reach 50 PV and 2 people under them reach 50 PV. Yes. Jackie calls it the eagle is pooping. I don't know, I'm like trying to memorize these things. So, the first order bonus. So every time you sign someone up, you get 10% of their first order. So rule of thumb is it's going to be about $425 because that's 25 PV. So plus the $50 registration fee, but you don't get any of that. So if they buy 25 dresses at $425, you get 10% of that, so $42.50. And so that's legal fee. Say Sally Smith goes out and recruits John Doe, Jane Doe, whomever, boy, girl, we don't judge you, doesn't matter. If Jane Doe orders $425 worth of dresses, Sally Smith gets her $42.50, but you will get $21.25. So I'm spitting out numbers. So you get 10% of your recruit's initial order, and then 5% of any of theirs. Just for being awesome, just for telling people about the opportunity, bringing them on board. First order bonus, and then achiever maker bonus, and then so if you build a team, this isn't a get rich quick scheme, so you have to actually train your team. Like, we're not just gonna bring you on board and then throw you to the dogs. Like, I have to help you, you have to help your downlines. So in exchange for being an awesome team leader, if your team reaches a certain point, which it's all these numbers are in the back office, so don't worry about the numbers, but if your team reaches a certain point, you will start making commission off of that. And there's a gold, brown, silver, platinum, diamond, maybe making that. But you get 5% of all your recruits, and then 4% under that, and then 3% under that, and it goes down 5 levels. So if you have a recruit who has recruits, who has recruits, who has recruits, you get 5, 4, 3, 2, 1%. This could be an awesome. Now, they have to be doing well. There are some qualifications. They have to be qualified, which means 50 PV in a month, and you have to be qualified with 50 PV in a month. And then there's a minimum team volume, which I don't know the numbers offhand, but basically, if you do your job as a trainer, if you want to recruit. If you don't want to recruit, you just stick to the sales. If you want to recruit and you do your job as a trainer, you'll get rewarded. The last way is the rank, so the actual ranks. So the team bonus is just based on team volume, but then there's rank. So I mentioned achiever earlier, which is if you buy 50 PV, and then all these PVs are based on what you buy, not on you sell. So really, don't do this. But there's nothing stopping you from like maxing out a credit card and buying 300 PV. Like, if you stick it in a closet, no one knows. It's not how much you sell, it's how much you buy. So you're responsible for tracking that yourself. But so the achiever is step 1, and that's if you buy 50 PV and 2 of your people under you buy 50 PV, and that's what makes you an achiever. And once you're an achiever, you get that bonus. The next step is a believer. And a good way to remember these, so it's achiever, believer, creator, dreamer, executive. A, B, C, D, E. So you want to be executive. But who knows who will get there first? But so believer, you have to have a certain personal PV, team PV, and a certain amount of people underneath you who are achievers. If you reach believer, you get the first time, the only time, you only get it once. I think you get $1,000 bonus straight from the company for no reason. Well, for the reason of being a good team leader. Just pops up on your door one day. Creator, you have to have like 2 believers under you and 4 achievers. And then that's like 5,000. Maybe making this up. And I should have pulled up the calculator. I'm sorry, but yes. Yeah, so those are the 6 ways to earn by selling. First and foremost, by selling on their replicated website. First order bonus for recruiting. Achiever making bonus. So if your recruit does really well. Team volume bonus if you as a team buy a lot, and then rates. I think that's about it. I can't think of anything else. How long have I been going? About 20 minutes. I was hoping someone would pop in and ask me questions. I'm sure there's tons of questions. If you guys watch this, pop them in the comments. I think comments are here. Comments are here. watch like they're completely different when you're watching them and you're like, no, the comments are here. Oh, here. I don't know where the comments are. I'm on my computer, so my comments are here. And it's even worse because I'm backwards. I'm like, it's late. 10 o'clock here. But anyway, if you guys have questions, just wherever your comment bar is, just drop them and I'll answer. Or whoever will answer. We're all nice people here. And like I said, I'm Catherine. And if you have any questions, you can also just reach out to me on Facebook. No pressure, of course. We're all a team here, so we're all working together. And if you're interested, crickets distracting me now. If you're interested in opening your own boutique, it's definitely worth it. I guess that's the question I could answer. I started selling DotDotSmile because my husband really wanted me to stop complaining about being bored with my life. I am a professional stay-at-home mom. Like, I mean that seriously. Being a mom is the most important job, I think, in existence. And so we have every morning at 10 o'clock, we're out and we're doing our play dates. And basically do all the things. And then I come home and we go take a nap and then we wake up and then I just complain about being bored. So my husband is really the driving force behind me starting this. He wanted me to do something where I could push my passions, and I have a background in marketing and community development and retail in the brick and mortar. So it was just an obvious fit for me. And I set my own goals. So my goal is 10 dresses per month, and I keep about 20% of my profits each month, and they go straight to my credit card. So once I pay off my credit card, they're all going into my daughter's college fund. I don't even see that money. This is basically a hobby for me. I do it super relaxed, and that's okay. The more you put in, the more you get out. So a lot of people do this with full-time jobs. A lot of people do this as stay-at-home moms. One of our team members, Donna, she might be watching, she might pop in. She is out with surgery on a surgery recovery right now. So she is hustling. She is posting in the groups 5, 10 times a day. Just buy my dresses, buy my dresses. And because she's putting in that much effort, she's getting that much return. I put in a few hours a week, I get a little bit back. My goal is 10 dresses. Jackie averages, I don't want to put words in here, but I think she said just under 100. So if some people sell a few hundred a week, some people do it, some people don't. It all matters how much you put in, what you want to get in, and what you want to get out. I have my phone up, so I don't have questions. I don't have any questions, but is it worth it? Absolutely. If you're looking for something to pass the time, to get some extra money, you do not have to go into debt. I bought my first 2 boxes on credit card. I paid them off within 6 weeks. I bought 40 dresses. I sold 11 the first day. That was enough to buy another box. I bought my 3rd box, and then from then I started profiting. So I take about 20% per dress, and I tuck it away into profit. And then I put a little bit to marketing, a little bit to taxes. And I do have a plan in our team group if you choose to follow that. If you don't, you can make your own. I don't really have anything else. I was hoping for some questions, but just ask me some questions later in the comment box, and I'll get back to you. Thanks for watching. If you piped in, if you don't, I hope you don't hate my voice. You know, I have a strange accent. But thanks for watching, everyone, and I hope that you join us soon.